you like this? Tonight, we're talking about, this is kind of crucial. This ties into a lot of stuff. We're talking about identity. Identity based on character. And where I wanted to start with this is just by saying, a warning to the wise could be, let's just say, I'm sure that over time, throughout the past decade, 2 decades, perhaps back to 1900, let's say, a lot of different people went down for different things. And if you call the guy a candlestick maker and you let that be his identity, isn't there a problem with that? Because really, and I can only go by how I feel, but I feel like someone who puts groceries in the house for the kids, somebody who talks kindly and gently to his wife, a woman who is demure and inviting and smiles, when she talks to people. There are things to me about character that have nothing to do with whether you own a car dealership, or you're a superstar athlete, or you're a painter and you sell paintings. To me, that's not your character. To me, that's what you do. Now, I will say, if someone is a beast at something, like let's say they're a great coach, or whatever it is they're good at, that does win a lot of points with me. Like, I do respect people that are great at what they do, especially when they can really execute, when someone's nasty at something. You get a lot of credit for that. Astronomers, physicists, it could be anybody. It could be someone in your neighborhood, who helps the old ladies across the street. But the idea of identity goes a lot deeper than just whatever it is you do for a living. Now, with narcissism, they have the word, the mask, right? And why do they wear the mask? Well, if you're insecure, okay, and you're like an emotional black hole, and really this is just a deep, dark well, and you don't wish well on anybody but yourself, right? Fair to say, you're going to project an image to people, and you're going to really try and go for the hook, like you're going to try to really sink it and make it take an effect and have an effect, right? So this is how these people fool you, is by wearing a mask. So they're only going to show you what they know will come off as legitimate, honest, and all that kind of thing. But here's where you win over time. Here's where you can make great gains insofar as knowing whether you're dealing with one or not. Watch behaviors, patterns, and reputation over time. So we're not talking about a month, 6 weeks, even a year. We're talking years. What is this person's tendencies over 5 years, over 10 years, okay? Because you're going to see little patterns, okay? And it's going to be every so long, life is going to completely blow up, and there's going to be a story. And the narcissist is going to tell you, I didn't have anything to do with it. And I was just Betty Crocker. I was helping Mother Teresa as a volunteer. Like, they're never going to have any fault in anything that ever went wrong. They might have got divorced, not their fault. They had to foreclose on a business, not their fault. They went bankrupt, not their fault. Their kids don't talk to them, not their fault. Okay, but on that one, you got to be careful, okay? Because at the end of the day, we're talking about judgment. You don't want to be judging people, first of all. So you don't want to just hear about someone and hear their story and just start judging them. You know what I mean? Off of it. It's just not right to do. What you're looking for is abuse patterns. This person's sneaky. They go in your phone. They look through your phone. They read through your messages. Okay, they want to know where you're going, who you're talking to, and why. Okay, they're going to tell you who they approve of and who they don't approve of. They're going to tell you who to watch for, who to not watch for. They're going to project that they're trustworthy, okay, while pointing suspicion at everyone else. And the triangulation games, I'll just end it on this. The triangulation games, okay, and this all ties back into identity. Because a deep, dark hole, black well, doesn't want to expose itself. But the triangulation games and the divide and conquer games, that one is really simple. It's mathematic. The less people that I have, okay, that can interrupt my coercion, that can interrupt my outright dominance and control of the narrative, of the story, of the deal. Okay, mathematically, the more people I cast suspicion on and get out of the picture, the more easy it is for me to target the target, and they have less support. So this is why, and what you could do is, if you really want to expose these guys, right, just look at their lives. What do they have that is theirs? Someone's putting them up. That's a cue to me. You let someone else put you up, and you just like let it happen. You don't even try to like come to the table with anything. That's a big cue for me. Another big cue for me would be absorption. They don't have their own stuff. They don't have their own kids. They don't have their own... Everything they got, they absorbed off someone else. That's another huge cue. Okay? They start coming into the storyline with, oh, this breakup was this person's fault. Oh, this breakup was this person's fault. All right down the litany. That is another red flag. All right? And like I said, we'll see over the course of time who does what, who's full of crap, and who isn't. As you know, and I won't even use any names, we'll end right here. There are several alpha male bros that are in the blogosphere, okay? And they get clicked constantly. I have no idea why, but people just click it like it's going out of style. Well, wouldn't you know, these guys all crashed out. And we ended up finding out that he's driving a Bugatti that he rents. His girlfriend he pays and does OnlyFans, and they hustle together. He doesn't own the house, okay? It's absolutely ridiculous. The little baby lies they will use, and they pull them off one by one by one. They're like little fish hooks they get you on the cheek with. Oh, well, he has a mansion. Oh, he's driving a Bugatti. Oh, he's always in Dubai. He's always on vacations. Right, because they're like selling women or whatever they're doing, or they're, doing OnlyFans or whatever the case. Which, by the way, I'm not knocking. Anybody that's doing that, you're going to have to come to your own agreement as to whether or not it was smart or not. I'm not going to sit here and judge anybody. You know what I mean? My opinion on that probably doesn't matter. My 6 or 10 viewers or whatever I get, at the end of the day, it's not going to matter anyway. But I don't think it's a wise path or a good path. I will say that. But identity, man, yeah, it's a biatch. Like, you can work really hard at showing character for a long time, and you can really show up for people, and you could be just devalued like that. Like, anything you thought about yourself that you were like, yeah, man, that's great. Like, at least I've been doing that. I do this over here. Okay, that stuff can be, like, gone in 2 seconds. Okay, because these guys stick together. All right, and they'll get 1 of them, 2 of them, 3 of them. They'll get flying monkeys, and they'll latch on together, and they'll be in each other's pockets, and it's all transactional, and they'll make sure that, like, whatever credit is you're trying to get is going to go out the window. So, on the next couple videos, we'll get into more deeper about how you prevent that, and, I'll just give you some common sense cues on, like, how to stay above board and stay out of guff and stay out of crap when it comes to those guys.